All right, there we are for part 2 of this tremendously wonderful interview with my wonderful client, Lori. Lori's client of 3 years now, and you've got 30 years in a nursing background as a traveling nurse, visiting nurse. Mm-hmm. And at 6 years young, she's still gaining youth and vitality versus going the other direction. Let's keep in mind that we're just talking about scoliosis and kyphosis, which is like bending of the spine and like a dowager's hump or hunching the spine that you've had for a long time. And you don't see they get better at a certain age, you typically see it get worse. And so isn't that amazing that you've
it's a natural part of aging in some people, So the fact that this is all being reversed on me, this is the best. I never thought that was going to happen, and I owe it to him and me for having the fortitude to come in here and do this. And I'm blown away by the progress.
Takes cojones or ovaries, to take on that challenge. And then to say that she wants to breathe better, and then to have that become part of what is happening, the actual occurrence of that, because of the hard work, because of the commitment, because of the intelligence applied with these techniques that we use. So today this video was going to go into something more than just the introduction with Lori to her experience coming here over the last 3 years, and how it was different than the other experience with the other trainers. It's review that, go back, watch that first video. Right now we have this video that talks about enterprise opportunities, marketplace opportunities for when a person goes, well, I don't want to retire necessarily, I have to have an income coming, I'm going to live forever after all. So what do we do about that? How are we going to maintain income? And what's going to keep me excited? That it's an avocation where you love what you do, and it dovetails with your skill set, or you can build a new skill set. That's what we want to talk about with Lori here, because that's the stuff that she's run across. And she's encountering that really as a brand new, she thought she'd retire and be done. Now it's a whole new ball game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you thought you'd be retiring and leave retirement until, oh gee, that pine box is waiting for me. I can't wait to, no, of course you will. Why would I go there? So you've turned your whole vision around. Tell me about that and what you're going to do now that you've got this 3-year turnaround where you go, here's my new direction.
Well, let me tell you, the fact that I now know I'm growing younger is like I've got this excitement now of looking at things that I want to do. And I've been into the metaphysical stuff. I love crystals. I love oils. I've gone out in my nursing career and had groups with elderly people and talked about the essentials of oils and crystals and body movement and nutrition. And they really, really were receptive to that. And so I feel like that's something that I am going to look more into, and I'm good at it and getting better. And I'm just more enthused, and now that my brain is really working because the whole body is working, I'm more engaged. And that, I didn't know it was going to happen either. It's just a byproduct. It's awesome. I love it.
I think that's great. So here we have somebody who really had her corner turned. You could say turned the corner, had her corner turned. She didn't come in thinking, yeah, I'm going to get my whole life back and get younger again and jet lag. Remember, if you get younger between 60 and 63 and all your biomarkers of aging get reversed, why would they suddenly start reversing the other way again? They wouldn't. They'd continue to get younger because she has a younger baseline now to work with. It's not a 60-year-old, slightly older 60 baseline. It's a 63-year young, much younger baseline to work with. An inversion where the wrist pressure doesn't hurt her bones or her wrist to hold herself in a handstand. It's where she can sprint, not go for a gentle jog. It's where her core fires, her glutes fire. She can develop muscle mass again. The joint spaces in her intestines are really, really tight. The diaphragm is working. The Hashimoto's is gone. No thyroid medication required to have a voice or to not have an autoimmune hit on the thyroid, which is what Hashimoto's is. Think about the change. So she has a younger body with which to, as a base to move forward. That's also going to be a base which would move forward in her marketplace decisions, in her entrepreneurship, economic opportunities. And that means that if she did that when she was 60, and she takes this new class and says, I'm going to look at people at 65 and up, there's going to be someone in that class that's like, I'm ready for the game changer. I'm ready to flip this whole thing, flip the script. What do you mean? What do you mean getting old? What do you mean plan for my retirement? How do I get this all back? So that's an opportunity. She goes, who wants to join me on that journey? And so we're really, in a sense, you don't want to say cloning the process. We want to use those words. We want to see, but we're replicating the process in a powerful and new way that each one is individual. And that's what we're talking about. So give me any thoughts on that. I'm going to throw the ball back at you're in your court there. And give me thoughts on that experience for you. How's that sound?
Well, it's just, it's more engaging. It's more fun to think about all of this stuff. And he's right, you know, the whole fact that I'm able to move my body much better and I'm feeling younger and quicker and smarter and sharper is only going to get better as time goes on and as I realize more of my potential.
That's
and
awesome.
I recommend it. I don't know
Yeah.
how else to say it. This day and age, people are living longer. So if you really want to make the best out of your life, you got to eat right, you got to think right, you got to move right. And if you're not doing those things, all the spirituality in the world, you can, ascend much more quickly if you have all of the parts working together
And it's true.
harmoniously.
That's true. And so when you say we are living longer, well, we could be living, as evidence is, indefinitely. So then you go, what if I take those extra 5 to 10 years we're supposed to be getting, and I use that to educate myself and empower myself? Or what if I'm only 30 and starting out? I've got people walking in lately that are 28, 29, 30, and they go, I'm going to start anti-aging. I know one anti-ager who's 23 years old. He's not even waiting to become old before he starts thinking about de-aging. Because he goes, I'm not going to allow age to come into my body. But that means it's allow chronological age, but no biological deterioration of the systems. No electrical deterioration of the systems. Because it's a biological electrical system with magnetism involved. In other words, there's electron exchange because of magnetic fields. So that's a long video there. But let's get and remind ourselves that we have this 5 or 10 year turnaround opportunity that all of us should have, or a 3 year turnaround opportunity, maybe 6 month turnaround opportunity to get your life back in order. Find that expert, might be me, might be talking with Lori and some things, but it might be that you just got to find the right person to start you back on that journey to challenge yourself and bring your game back to where you can really play it. Or maybe play at a level that you've never even played before. I've got people going, I couldn't do this when I was 20. First splits ever came to me, 48 years of age. I couldn't do the splits when I was in my 20s or 30s. No way. I could barely do yoga when I was 30. Now it's like yoga got so easy, I'm like, I'm going to stop doing yoga and do something else. Do some gymnastics for a while. When I was a kid, I couldn't do gymnastics. I was in high school, couldn't hold an L seat. Now I can hold a V seat. So how come I got younger when I was 50? Because I did something right. I was a fit kid. I was on gymnastics. I was on track. I was on cross country. I could do 50 push-ups. I could do 20 pull-ups. I was fit. I still couldn't do what I can do now. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, I really want to welcome you to share any other thoughts you have on the economics of this as you have your whole life ahead of you and you found it sound excited. You sound like you have creativity behind you and you have some things you know you love. Any other thoughts before we close off on this section?
No, I just say if you want to make a decision in your life that's for the best, I would definitely look into this type, working with him, because he